Limited partnerships specifically must be provided for by state statute, and they must comply with that statute. And if they don't comply, then what's going to happen? You're going to be classified as a general partnership. It has its own identification number. There are two kinds of parties. There's general partners and there's limited partners. General partners get the responsibility to control, manage, and direct the day-to-day affairs of the limited partnership. It is not uncommon to be able to have you as individuals accomplish that. Mom and dad, you could be co-general partners with each other if you want to. If you are single, you can be an individual general partner. However, one of the most important things that we teach in asset protection classes is the amazing power that all the states will allow you to have a general partner that is a corporation, for example, an entity. Why is this huge? Think about it. What is the greatest lawsuit protection device in America? That's the knee-jerk tool, right? What is it? Limited partnerships. What did we say is the greatest tax shelter in America? Corporations. Are you kidding? You know what we just did? We just married the two most powerful asset protection tools together in one marriage. We've got the corporation, the greatest tax shelter in America over here, and we've got the greatest lawsuit protection device in America. What a deal! This is great. And by the way, you don't even have to have a business to do this. What if you're sitting out here and you're a W-2 employee or you're retired? You didn't think you even qualified for a corporation. Can everybody in this room put their assets in a limited partnership or a limited liability company to protect their assets against lawsuits? Yes. And because you have established that, can you now go to the IRS and tell the IRS that you want to set up a corporation to be the general partner? Yes. Even if you're a W-2 employee? Yes. Even if you're retired? Yes. And so now everybody in this room knows how you can also report yourself to the IRS as having your own business. Even if you don't have your own business right now, you can say you do. What's the business? Well, I have a corporation that manages all my properties or whatever, my assets. So this is a good thing. This is powerful. Limited partners down here get the fun part. They get to do the owning part. Limited partners actually own the vast majority of all the financial interest of your limited partnerships and your limited liability companies. They do the owning part. However, it is a general rule that although limited partners actually do the owning of the vast majority of all the financial interest, they control nothing except, unless, there's an exception to this, that general partner also happens, or limited partner happens to also be the general partner. Does it make sense that it's a foregone conclusion that every one of you in this room are likely going to be both? Yes. But if you decide that you want to gift away some of your financial interest to your children or to your grandchildren, can you bring them in and add them in as limited partners by gifting away your financial interest to them? Yes. But what do they control? Zip, zero, nada. Now I want to make sure you understand this. What if you gave away 90% of all your financial interest to everybody else? You only keep 10%. What percent do you still control? 100% till the day you die or till you liquidate the partnership, whichever comes first. This is huge. So generally speaking, limited partners own but don't control unless, of course, you are the general partner. So how do you own a limited partnership? Well, let me start off by saying, how do you own a corporation? Shares, right? No such thing as shares in a limited partnership. How it works in a limited partnership is you have to look at it like a big pie. If you own 1%, one piece of the pie, what percent? If you own a piece of the pie that's 1% of the pie, you own a percentage, correct? And that's how you own limited partnerships. You own them as a percentage. But nonetheless, from now on, you are always going to see, ladies and gentlemen, anytime we show limited partnerships, or you're going to see LLCs, you will always see a percentage of the pie again and again and again, always being owned as a general partner and the rest of it being owned as limited partners. Just take it as an example. We're going to see it from now on, so you won't be surprised. The general partner's percentage, however, and the limited partner's percentage always total what? 100%. Now, does it make sense that the general partner percentage is going to be something kind of small? What if you owned 100% of all the pot yourself? Let's say mom and dad, you own the 100% of the pot. Here's how it's going to work out. it's very likely that we will specifically show, for compliance purposes, mom and dad each owning 1% as a general partner, and then each own the other 49%. Each owning 49%. I guess that adds up to 100, somewhere in there, right? Okay, you with me? So you're just going to see both. So in the end, mom and dad still own it all, but there's a difference between the general partner interest and the limited partner interest. Now, because the general partner controls and manages the day-to-day affairs of the partnership, what if you decide you want to start gifting away your percentage to your children? Which percentage are you going to give them? I would think you're not going to give them the general partner percentage. So because you want to have all the flexibility in the world to gift away if you want to, it's usually a good idea, although there's no rules on this. You can have whatever percentage you want up here in the general partner percentage, but as a general rule, it's just something minimal to show you complied. Okay. So that's it. You do have to have a business purpose. Now, the history behind this is that sometimes students come up and say, well, my accountant told me I can't have a limited partnership because you have to have a business interest, and there's no business interest here. Well, in the 1990s, the state statutes were created liberally enough that every one of you in this room is going to qualify for that. The rule of thumb says that your business purpose is for any legal purpose. And that's true. When you're actually filling out the forms, they'll say, what's the purpose? And they'll say, for any legal business purpose. Oh, good. That makes it okay. But I guess that really is true because you're not allowed to do things illegally. So in other words, is it okay to set up a limited partnership to do what? Tax planning? Estate planning? Lawsuit protection? And what did we say yesterday? Drug running and prostitution? No, you can't do that. Some of it, but not all of it, right? Depends on where you are. The point I'm making here is the fact that if it's not legal, you can't do it. But that leaves it all. What kind of assets? What is the answer there again? As long as it's legal. You can't expect you're going to have cocaine in there that you're using for the drug cartel to be protected against lawsuits. Not going to work. Okay. I think you got the point. When does your tax year end? Probably December 31st. And the reason why is because that's when your tax year ends, and you're going to find that limited partnerships, as a general rule, are a pass-through entity. So whatever happens inside the limited partnership passes through like a conduit, and it turns up on your personal income tax return, and therefore we use the same tax year end.